Greetings, thank you for joining us in this broadcast brought to you by Fifth Dimension. So, it's not my normal upload subject matter. It's supposed to be aliens and what have you. Actually, I was going to go into Israel, but I haven't really felt like that today. So apparently, recently I did another one of these cult-like subject matters for tomorrow too. I'll go into a little bit more detail. And I'm trying, in the beginning, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Like, do I really want to make this? It's like, I don't know. I've been thinking about it all day, and then when you get there, it's like, I can't think of anything. So, it's coming from the heart, let's put it that way. Some might not want to hear it. Those that are involved with this kind of group. So, I think this is important. It's been kind of bothering me for a while. So a certain cult leader went to North Carolina. First name John. Screw it, right? So John is rumored, I don't have any actually physical evidence of infidelities in your North Carolina. So not sure where that's going to go. Thank you, Butterfly, because that's a mistress energy. She doesn't live in North Carolina, but she's kind of like number 2 on the list, or number 3, or number 4 of like, she'd like to be probably part of that agreement. So, what I'm getting from all of this, I don't know if they see what I'm doing here. I'm a guy any cease and desist or anything like that. I've been pretty vague in who I'm talking about, so I haven't really said anybody's full name or anything like that. I'm waiting for them to do that to me, but I have not done that. So I'm kind of keeping things kind of cryptic for various reasons. So what I'm gathering, if any of these people are paying attention to anything I'm doing, is I'm here to stop a cult from being created. I'm not sure how good of a job I'm doing, but I'm not afraid to call one out. So this one's married, does whatever the hell he wants, doesn't care, has that cult leader type of vibe of pulling people in. I'm your friend. I know more than you. Come over here, join my group, join this, join that. And a lot of people, it's like church, you just get soaked into it, right? But then some of us get inside of how the people are who they really are. And apparently I got a front row seat to that. I didn't want it, but I got it. Trust me, it's not people I want to be around. Thank you, Succubus Butterfly, for bringing me to this endeavor. So, it's kind of fascinating, especially with this one that didn't really have much video footage of. I know I'm in like a detective now, kind of like, so I don't have any inside anymore on this because Succubus won't talk to me anymore, so that's okay. So I kind of have to figure things out for myself. So a cult leader goes to North Carolina, or just, that's interesting. I don't normally see that around, and that's not that was an orb. That wasn't like a fly or anything. About damn time the spirit world does something. I've been yelling at them recently too. It's like, first off, why do you bring Succubus into my life and all that? I was really kind of pissed off at them. So I'm kind of exploring it. So they brought me to these people. Let's see what we get. So, and I go in more detail on the video that'll be broadcast tomorrow. So, we know these people. I know it's a real uncomfortable subject, but when you see that sex cult that got exposed, I believe this individual that I'm talking about right now, is more than anything can create the same thing. It's in its infancy, but let me tell you, if you knew what he was doing behind the scenes, you say the thing is already active. So, you feel sorry for him. Oh, there's those women that are forcing him to do that. Yeah, right. yeah, just forced him to have intercourse with him. He's married. His wife doesn't know. Wife needs to wake up. Maybe someday, or maybe never. I guess it's up to her and the universe. So, yeah, but this guy is, I don't know, hasn't been called out name-wise yet, but I wonder if the rumor world will eventually wake up. Because it's nice to see these cults get stopped before they begin. And that's a big deal. I know it's not exactly a very popular subject matter out in the spirit world to talk about the new earth and talking about the new earth, talking about to their head spins, the secret space program that, have fun with that. Pretty much another version of a cult. So I guess you can say the whole new earth thing is a cult too in some ways. But the energy of that's a little bit different. It just, yeah, yeah, I mean, even the secret space program has a cult vibration to it. The new earth has a cult to it. But, it's a little bit more innocent. This guy I'm talking about is far from innocent. Far from it. I can see headlines and all kinds of shit from this guy. No doubt about it. Obviously, you're not going to see that on the forefront. You're not going to see that at all. So if this is actually getting to, mystery cult leader, yeah, trust me. There are others that know about this who know what I'm talking about, and they're not afraid of him either. So, I guess we'll find out where things go, huh? If I was him, I'd be scared. Alright, this is, those are new to this, ivantalk.com, our private sessions. I'm going to go a little bit more in detail what's going on with the cult stuff. We have scheduler. We're at channel, Google Hangout, Zoom and channel by phone. Record it if you want it recorded. I don't forget what day I'm on. I have no idea. Same situation here. Other channels and heroes that do recommend social network. And also, thank you for your support. So cult energies. So people give their power. So obviously, people are going into a spiritual direction and have no idea where to go. And you have this kind of like they have to make themselves look good. These people that are pulling people in, they got to look nice, dress nice, kind of look like a Buddha, a modern day, whatever you call it. Talking about crystals, everything's all just cute and fuzzy. Until you get to know this person behind the scenes. And find this person a piece of shit. So, isn't that normal with a lot of these groups? As I've talked to, I'm beating this subject matter to death, but this is kind of a big deal. People are giving their power away to somebody that's supposedly helping them, but it's really going to try to, he's doing it for his own ego. He talks about ego a lot, so he's talking about his own ego. Obviously, nobody's perfect, but still, your dirty laundry eventually is going to be, it's going to surface eventually. And some of us are helping that out a little bit. So, yeah, this is not like me to put a title like this in here. So there's a lot of cryptic messages in the title itself to those that are involved with this. So, somebody's got to put the song out there. All right, let's see if any alien energies are out here too. Obviously, the spirit world knows if you're doing things like this. If you're robbing a bank, preparing to rob a bank, wherever the spirit world is, they're right there watching. Some of them rooted on because they want to see what happens. But of course, if you're doing infidelity, eventually, wifey or husband, in this case, wife, will get an intuition of, maybe I should look into something. Maybe I should look around a little bit, look at things a little bit differently. Something's not right. The energy's not feeling right. The person not acting right. Something's funny. Something's fishy. Going on these strange trips. Something's not right. You can't hide everything. So that's the thing about the spirit world. It is all around us. There are no secrets. Some don't realize that. Obviously, when you're doing fear porn, I hate using that word, but like an Alex Jones type of thing. preppers and all of that. I got a gun. I'm protecting my family. I love that whole thing about I'm here to protect my family. When in truth, behind the scenes, this person can care less about their family. So it's just kind of. I mean, how long can you hide this shit? Apparently for quite a while, but can't hide forever. So, loveliness. Just, yeah, welcome to the spirit world. You know, if you're going into more spiritualism, I'm going to understand. Yeah, people want the fourth dimension, they want all this, but you're sure you want it all. Some people that come in here with, they think they know it all about the third eye, talk about the third eye till they beat it to death. Let's put it that way. Say how spiritual they are. But what about your own demons that other people are seeing? And they call you out on it because you're being deceptive yourself. And see how far that lasts. So when this person gets exposed, that's up to them. You can expose yourself. That'd probably help with a lot of karma. So yeah, I've been doing this and that. I've been a real terrible person. I made a lot of terrible decisions, but I'm here to heal. Now that is a whole different story. I don't think this person's going to do that. I think it's a financial connection there. That's why not. So you'd be surprised how intuitive. See, if you use your intuitive, now nothing's ever going to be 100% right, just the way it is. But if you have positive intentions, you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for others. It's hard. It's a hard world of understanding all this. But yeah, because you can have intentions of helping people, and the truth, you just don't give a shit. And it's all different for everybody. So in you and the universe, people say you're going to get karma for this and that. It's up between the universe and nobody can really make that judgment. So yeah, and one person, I'm not going to say who, talked about, this is a while back, I think I mentioned this here and there, about doing, like if you're at a job you despise, that you should just leave it and go do something else that you enjoy. Problem is, there's not much out there that many people enjoy. It's like, a lot of people would rather not work at all. California's doing pretty good with that, with the homeless situation. They're, sometimes, there's a lot to learn in jobs you don't like. Just the way it is. It's a challenge. That job brings you to the people that work there. So you might not like the job, but either the people you like or you hate. Whatever it is. All it has to do with the people, or you're just learning a skill. So it might not be the skill you're thinking about, though. It might be a social skill. It's like you're not much being social, but your job kind of forces you to be social. So there's different layers that we're not aware of. So if you get a job that you might despise, but, it pays, it keeps you going, and you might hate it, but there's always a positive somewhere. You might not like the positive, but either way, it's there somewhere. It's just sneaky. Like my job, I don't know if I can get my job either, but, just you make it work. It's frustrating, but, nothing's perfect. It's just the way it is. So, for someone that makes a judgment, see, the person that said this, it says, you better quit your job and go find something that you like. This person's like a drug addict and alcoholic. So, and very two-faced, very manipulative, manipulates men on a daily basis, like their hobby. Notice I'm not saying a certain word that I normally say. Starts with S. Has to do with the title of this thing, actually. So, yeah, this person's going to get so much, like I said, a lot of karma. Me and the universe are talking about it. So much karma for being such a degenerate human being. Just degenerate. Just like, I'm just letting the universe do its thing. But this person burned me, and the universe is going to have to do something about this bullshit. So, and she can throw karma at me all she wants to go right ahead. But she's going to get it the hardest. Yeah, it's like, one thing about karma, I guess you'd call this karma. Well, this is a subject matter of different things. Like with karma. So like you have, I had a recent discussion recently. Like if you have like a There's different ways of looking at this, so it's different for everybody. But here's one example. So if somebody like you're trying to work with a relationship, this is not me, somebody else. Like there's somebody that you're trying to have a relationship with, and they fall asleep or something, or not connecting with you. It's like fuck you, and it's like, if they like shut you off and don't talk, I thought we had a connection, and you're just ignoring me now. What the hell is this shit? And if they ignore you and just shut you out altogether for no reason, that hurts, right? That will build a karmic connection. This is my point of view. Everybody's different, but most likely, if you have you've been pretty close and they just shut you out for no reason. Like you have a heart-to-heart energy with that person, and that's not perfect, of course, but you feel like that was wrong, that wasn't right. It's like somebody, like a friend stealing something from you. It's like that was wrong, that wasn't right. But if that person that shut you out for a little bit, but comes back to you and talks to you and heals that, it may not be perfect, but it's something. It does heal the karmic ties. It really, you have a good energy between each other. It's like if we just shut somebody out for absolutely no reason, just be an asshole about it. Let me tell you, the wave is gonna, it's gonna hit hard on them. That's what I went through. I got burned for absolutely no reason. I did not do anything wrong of anything. I didn't, just, from what I'm gathering, it's like the karma for this person is building up every day. And this person says she can't handle anything. Well, it's about to get worse. The more you ignore it, the worse it gets. It's like, hey, I want to heal ties. Sometimes relationships just break. And you kind of actually know it's over, and that's different. But there are some cases where that's not the case. It's like, that's bullshit what you just did. You just stop being such a coward and have it. If you can't handle that which is full of it. So, yeah, there's a manipulator out there that is, let me tell you, it's going to hit hard. So, like with this situation with the cult leader, she's connected to this cult leader. This is where the subject matter of this theory came from. So these cult energies are, they think they can manipulate and get away with anything. It's a warning for them. I believe this is actually, I don't know, I feel this is stopping a cult energy, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Always putting an energy out there to stop it. Let's put it that way. So why don't you get a real job? Good luck with that. We'll see about that. So, all right, do a connection, and obviously everybody has their own points of view. This is a touchy subject matter, but it's a touchy subject matter that gets looked away from. It's like, how many really want to look into the eyes of the beast? Not many. Obviously, there's another quote I'm looking at too, but I'm kind of letting that one will come into light when it needs to. But this one is in its infancy, slowly growing legs, and not that I'm physically there to stop it, but vibrationally wise, who knows? I'm calling them out on their shit, that's for sure. The subject matter is definitely doing that. It's like, hey, even if it wasn't, this second trip wasn't a cheat or not, it probably was. It's like, why would you go to North Carolina just for the hell of it? It has no video footage at all. Where are you hiding? You always have video footage of it. He's hiding something. So, you might show a little bit of footage of it. I think it's all a little bit. But come on, you're out in the woods and you're just going to show like, oh, here's a 2-second clip. Have a nice day. It's like, no, they're hiding something. So, yeah. Yeah, and I don't know what comes around goes around. And the succubus said that too. But succubus got to be careful with that. Because succubus knows, and that's the thing about those that do alcohol and drugs, there's guilt there. And that's what the succubus has got going on for us. So I don't want to bring this up anymore. I'm trying to get away from it. Every time I try to get away from it, eventually, and that's another reason of putting this out there, is to move on. I don't have much luck with it, so we'll see. So yeah, this is a touchy subject matter, but like I said, it's not something people. Let me tell you, if I would show who I'm talking about, but I don't want to get scorned by it. But if I showed you who I was talking about, man, everything would make sense. It's like, holy shit. It's like, no, yeah, you're damn straight that is. That is exactly what we're talking about. Him flirting with what's her name. It's like it all fits. It all is like he's married, but he's all flirty and she's all flirty, and you know something else is going on behind the scenes. Like, look at that again. It's like, yeah. I guess those videos are up for right now. I don't know if you want to take them down. Who knows? Do what you gotta do. So there's evidence online of some of this. So either way, yeah. All right. All right. We'll see what we got here. Blessings. If the spirit world's there and talking to me, they are. That was pretty neat. The orb was like that. That was pretty strong. That's nice to see. The spirit world actually gives a shit. Greetings. This is Archangel Michael. A soul is, yes, to come here to explore. You're all exploring your inner self, going as far as you can. You might not like what you have, what you're discovering. Some become criminals, cult leaders, but they find it, and it's like, why don't they utilize it, use it? Now it's up to the collective if they want to go through that or not. Charles Manson was an example. Charles Manson was a time where there were cult leaders, but not in the light. So once again, as we mentioned before, like with Harvey Weinstein, Manson is also bringing to light cults exist. So it's like you thank them, but also it's like, what have you done? So they're here to disclose the cult energies. A lot of that has Aleister Crowley energies around it too. So Manson did channel a lot of Aleister Crowley energies. Did you know it? Yes and no. Aleister Crowley is very connected to Manson though. So when you go on your spiritual journeys, yes, there's a lot of darkness to be seen. But that is why the darkness, so as you go into the fourth dimension, facing this darkness and healing it is essential for us to really work out the way you'd like it to. Yes, you can't be afraid. Fear will bring you down to the third dimension. Fear will also have you taken over too. This is why souls get taken over. Now, followers here, like are finding, spiritual channels. Yes, there are wider ones. There's groups. It's a necessity. You need a group to grow. Learning on your own with just a teacher is nice, but having a group, it brings out new ideas. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, there are group leaders that take advantage of that. And that's where you get your David Koresh. David Koresh he didn't have to go in that direction. He could have actually lived a pretty positive life, but he abused his power. Manson, on the other hand, was already insane. He was actually waiting to get thrown in jail. He's like seeing how far he can push it before he gets thrown in jail. He knew it was going to happen eventually. So yes, he channeled the devil, basically. He went as dark as he could. Even in jail, he said, I'm not doing anything wrong. He actually knew a lot more. Yes, he had demonic. He knew a lot more about your reality than most of your common humans. So yes, darkness is showing that many can be more spiritual than those of the positive because they believe more in it. Those that are positive are not always very into the positive. They're not always believing in their positive self. They are, but they have not really looked at their darkness. It's like, you want to be positive, but what about my darkness? And many of them ignore it, just like they do in the higher dimensions, and then it comes back to get them. They do infidelities. They don't know why they want to cheat on their spouse. Because the connection with their spouse is now gone. And they're not willing to face it. So instead of telling that spouse, I'm not sure if we should be married anymore. And going into that. But instead they just go around and cheat. They don't want to face a problem. So as you become more spiritually aware, these discussions become normal. And yes, this individual that's been brought up about infidelities could have just told his wife, like, I want a divorce. I don't love you anymore. I love our kids, but I don't love you anymore. Very simple. Was not done. So now there's, yes, karma debt everywhere. The kids feel it astrally. The family already knows about it. The mother is in denial, or the wife is in denial of discovering this. The spouse, the wife, is blocking the knowledge to know. Blocking it. Constantly block. No, this is not happening. I'm not seeing this. No, everything's fine. Lying to herself. She knows something's not right. She knew it from day one. He was a whole nother person. She knew and looked the other direction. So she knew. So it's like, why am I feeling so strange around you? What are you keeping from me? Oh, it's like, you can say lie after lie. Say, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. Okay, I cheated on you. Whoa, okay. Now I feel better. Now I know. So that is the whole thing about relationships. There's an inner core within them that isn't fully connected to being truthful to each other. Some have it, most don't. You're still figuring each other out. There's nothing wrong about it. But to go into this fourth-dimensional world of the new earth, you got to be honest with each other. Many talk about the new earth, yes. But what about how to get there? Many are not interested in that. They see just the fantasy side of it, but what about the dark side of it? They ignore it. So many of those that are very positive out there talking about the new earth, once they get to the new earth, might be the most darkest people there. Because they did not look at their darkness. Once it showed up, they didn't know how to handle it. Because they did not confront it and heal it. Darkness is a difficult one to face. Many that are very frustrated, angry in this reality of their lives, like, I'm really mad. It's like, screw the universe, screw it. You're facing your darkness, though. You're not burying it. You're letting it release. That is something positive. You're letting it out. Some people feel, I'm a bad person for being angry. Not at all. You're releasing it. Now, it's how you do it. If you go yell at somebody for no reason and make them feel horrible, okay, obviously. That might not have been the best way of doing it. Yeah, you don't want to do that. But you do want to release it, yell at the world or something to release your anger. Some people watch movies, whatever it is to release aggravation. Because keeping it in will drive you insane. As someone knew. And yes, it can turn you into the villain easily. And you won't know where that darkness came from. So it's just a touchy subject matter. Those are the positive idea systems. We reject all of probably everything we just said. Say, I am looking into my darkness, but then they're going around judging everybody. That's a sign you're not looking into your own darkness. If you're judging everyone, you're not looking within your own problems. Like, yeah, I have a problem smoking, I have a problem drinking, I have a problem just I want to screw in everybody. I'm trying not to. I mean, at least you're being honest about it. I mean, at least you say something about it. You don't have to tell the world. But saying it out loud to yourself. So, okay, I just want to screw everybody. At least you're getting it out of your system. Whatever it might be. Some have a difficulty with that. So, it's just that some are just ashamed of who they are. So that's hard to find your inner demons. It's now, many of you have released a lot. Some of you are artists that have drawn your pain, which is good. You're drawing it out. You're writing about it. Some people channel dark beings. But is it a dark being, but does it have darkness intentionally to hurt anybody? If it doesn't, just come from a darkness, and it's like, I just have darkness, like eating meat. Things like just dark subject matters, but they're not actually necessarily there to hurt anybody. That's a different type of darkness that many are not ready to hear. That's the thing. Those that are very dark don't want to listen to the light, and those that are very light don't want to listen to the dark. There's no friendliness between the two. There is some, That's where the neutral energies comes in. It's like if you're in a neutral vibration, yes, you want a buffet. You want it all. You want to hear it all. You want to hear both sides. And that is very healing. So being a neutral being, too, helps bring darkness and light together within individuals. You're not judging anyone. You're learning about your own darkness and light through others. It is just it's kind of a complicated situation. Now, this individual that's going to North Carolina is not willing to face his own demons. Far from it. He's creating more by lying. And more and more and more is being built. And if you're not going to look into it and chill out, say the truth, which denial. Not to say you're a bad person, that's for you to decide, actually. But, yes, the truth will find its way. It's like, if you won't tell the truth, somebody will. Someone will do it for you. Because it's like you have a spouse that doesn't want to hear it, but then again, she sort of does. So it's not for herself, discovery for herself. Someone needs to bring it up, say, hey, by the way, did you see something strange? Oh, yes, I've just been seeing that. I wasn't in denial. So it's going to find, the truth will find itself eventually. Yes. There's no hiding it. If the person wants to hear it. Now, lies can go on forever, go on for years. If a spouse does not want the truth, now your Harvey Weinstein situation, the wife of Harvey Weinstein, she knew what was going on. She let it go. She was wealthy. She didn't even care. Yeah, they lost their love a long time ago. But she liked the lifestyle. So, is she hurt by it? No. At first, yes. She knew she was marrying a pig. And they didn't really have that love. It was more she was there for the money. So it kind of gave him a reason to sleep around. Now, they could have got a divorce. Then again, nobody's going to ever love him. He's not a piece of shit, but he's not exactly marriage material. Let's put it that way. Somebody had to marry him. So she did. She didn't have to. She did threaten him with divorce on many occasions. She knew what was up. She didn't rightly know, but she heard from the rumors, and why am I hearing this? But she liked the lifestyle. So, like I said, the love was technically never there. Artificial love, oh, I love you, you have a nice wallet, and you treat me well, for the most part. And she has to see that thing naked, which is a job all on its own. So she might as well get paid. So she didn't see it very often. There's not much there to see. So, yes, this is a person that's your Harvey Weinstein is not not a marriage type of person. It's more like just a person now he had lifetimes. Yes, there's a lot of darkness there with him, of course. But he had lifetimes as a playboy. Basically, women were just throwing themselves all over him. And he didn't know how to respond to that. It took him a while to figure it out. He was kind of like late to the party. So now he's matured over many incarnations. Not only once all the time, but he's not the guy he used to be. He's not the handsome person he was. Because more of the darkness, it kind of brought the darkness out of him. It kind of turned him into a person that wants to be like that, an infidelity type of person. So he couldn't stop himself. So the darkness started showing up in his appearance. So, but now he's ready to be this hunk of a James Bond and see what you got. And here, to give you another indication, James Bond, the one that has all the women, would look like Harvey Weinstein. Now, there's James Bond that are decent. They might have a little, of flirtations, affairs here if he's single and all that. But let's put it this way. A married James Bond would look like Harvey Weinstein. Let's put it that way. So, different ways of looking at it. So, at least in the love department, it would look like that. Not very attractive for your movie audience. Notice that one is in the movie zone. So, it's like another side of James Bond. when he gets married, he looks like that. So, all right, blessings to you.